No such thing as a leftist friend. They will backstab you. They will turn on you. It's a cult.
The Young Turks chuck Nancy Pelosi under the bus while they throw major shade at the left. I'm Rob on the right. Let's go take a look.
Donald Trump is a great threat to our democracy. What is a democracy? What are the pillars? What are the pillars? A free and independent press to tell the story of what's going on, to keep everybody informed.
You just witnessed Nancy Pelosi proudly display her hypocrisy in the context of the same interview, the same conversation within 3 minutes.
That was a global pandemic.
If you want to be an apologist for Donald Trump, that may be your role.
If you want to be an apologist for Donald Trump.
That was incredible. She goes from fear-mongering about Donald Trump and his lack of respect for freedom of the press, and then goes on to accuse an anchor at MSNBC, Katie Tur, of being an apologist for Donald Trump for simply stating a fact.
Congratulations, Anna, for embracing the truth. I usually can't stand this show, but I guess somebody red-pilled these guys because they're starting to make sense.
This is what Democrats and corporate Republicans, both corporate parts of both parties, have been doing my whole life. If they're off the record, they'll tell you they're all obsessed with access. So thugs like Nancy Pelosi, Joe Biden, Mitch McConnell, George Bush, etc., have been threatening them their whole lives. How dare you ask me a question I didn't authorize?
You know, he brings up a good point here. The majority of the media that we consume is shot through the lens of a sycophant. Regardless of who or what they're covering, the media on the left seem to spew the same old invalid talking points.
Look, I'm not going out of my way to defend Katie Tur, right? But she said something accurate. So Democrats play this trick where they point to Donald Trump's jobs record and how it's so terrible, but they don't take it into account something that he had no control over, which was the global pandemic, which of course led to shutdowns that the Democratic Party was fully in favor of and wanted to keep in place longer than Republicans did, right?
Of course, it served their purposes. Big pharma, the shutting down of little businesses, i.e. competition, and an overall conditioning of the American populace to just follow orders. I really appreciate the fact that Anna drills down into the numbers here. She's telling her audience the truth, and that's a good thing.
The unemployment rate fell from 4.7% shortly after Trump's election to 3.5% by the end of 2019. And that was actually below the Federal Reserve's expectations. During Trump's term, unemployment rate went down to 3.5%. just before the global pandemic led to the shutdowns.
Wow, that's pretty cool. I didn't hear about that 3.5%, or maybe I did and I just forgot about it because the left can't stop talking about the losses during the pandemic. I mean, even while these two are trying to tell the truth, they do their best to spin this irrelevant fact back into their narrative.
Technically, Trump lost 5 million jobs in his term, okay? So I don't actually begrudge Nancy Pelosi for making that point. The part that I object to is her then calling Katie Tur an apologist for Trump for pointing out reality.
For doing her job.
For doing her job. And really, MSNBC are apologists for Donald Trump?
That's so ridiculous.
Okay, I mean, have you watched 1 minute of MSNBC?
Obviously, Nancy doesn't give a rat's ass. I mean, if you don't stay on script, you're gonna feel the end of her fury stick. I mean, in the end, none of this looks good for Nancy or her crew. Nobody wants an establishment worm for a leader. Unfortunately for the left, this is the kind of politician that has represented them throughout the years.
The fact that she's being misleading, you think Americans aren't aware of that? When they see those kinds of lies, then they lose trust overall in the party that representative is representing, and that's the Democratic Party. They don't realize that. They think Americans are idiots. We're not idiots.
Well, some of us.
Rather than touting what Biden has accomplished during his economy.
Hold on, what has Biden accomplished during his economy?
So it is a tough time, but I also work for an administration that has done everything that we can, and this president, to turn the economy around.
She goes negative because that's all Democrats are now conditioned to do. Negative, negative, negative. Even when they get things done, right? Even when they have things to celebrate, they've been focused on negative campaigning endlessly since what, 2015? And that's it, that's all they do. And it's misleading, people don't like it because it's dishonest.
It's all Donald Trump's fault. Seriously, as I said before, it's refreshing to see these two actually pull their head out. Nancy's comments are so out of line that the Young Turks have to come out and say something about it, or else they're gonna lose whatever credibility they might have.
I can't stand either side, so okay. Democrats yell at me, oh no, Nancy Pelosi's lies are better than Trump's lies. Whatever, you guys fight over your dumbass lies. But thank you, Katie Turk, for doing a good job on that one.
I don't know about you, but I love it when liberals wake up and smell their own BS. If you want to keep up with when more lefties come out of the closet, hit that subscription button and notification bell. It's the only way you'll know when I upload a new video. Well, I'm Rob on the right. Till next time, see you around the campus.